Welcome to the Genesis 13 lesson. In this video, we'll learn what happened after Abram left Egypt, including his decision to part ways with Lot and how God renewed his promise to Abram. We begin today's lesson with verse 1. So Abram went up out of Egypt, he and his wife and all that he had, and Lot, his nephew, with him, into the Negev, the south country of Judah. After leaving Egypt, where Abram had deceived Pharaoh, he returned to Canaan with his family and his flocks. Verse 2. Now Abram was extremely rich in livestock and in silver and in gold. Abram's flocks grew so large that the land couldn't support them. Verse 4. And there he called on the name of the Lord. But Lot, who went with Abram, also had flocks and herds and tents. There was so little room that the herdsmen of Abram and Lot began to quarrel. Verse 7. Now the land was not able to support them while they lived near one another, for their possessions were too great for them to stay together. The Canaanite and the Perizzite were living in the land at that same time, making grazing of the livestock difficult. Verse 8. So Abram said to Lot, Please, let there be no strife and disagreement between you and me, nor between your herdsmen and my herdsmen, because we are relatives. First, Abram recognized that the conflict was about land, possessions, and personal ambition. Verse 9. Is not the entire land before you? Please separate from me. If you take the left, then I will go to the right. Or, if you choose the right, then I will go to the left. He gave Lot first choice of the land. Verse 10. Then Lot looked and saw that the valley of the Jordan was well watered everywhere. This was before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. It was all like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt. As you go to Zoar at the south end of the Dead Sea, Lot chose the fertile plain of the Jordan because it looked beautiful, prosperous, and peaceful. But God later judged the cities of the plain because their inhabitants were wicked. Verse 12. So Abram settled in the land of Canaan, and Lot settled in the cities of the valley and pitched his tents near Sodom. And the men of Sodom were extremely wicked and sinful against the Lord, unashamed in their open sin before him. While Lot chose a bad location, Abram trusted God and stayed in the promised land. Verse 14. Then the Lord said to Abram, Now lift up your eyes and look from the place where you are standing, northward and southward and eastward and westward. For all the land which you see, I will give to you and your descendants forever. After Lot departed, God reaffirmed his promise to Abram. Verse 16. I will make your descendants as numerous as the dust of the earth, so that if a man could count the grains of dust of the earth, then your descendants could also be counted. God said that Abram's offspring would be as numerous as the dust of the earth, which is immeasurable. Verse 18. Then Abram broke camp and moved his tent and came and settled by the great terebinths of Mamre, the Amorite, which are in Hebron. And there he built an altar to the Lord. Abram continued to worship God and look forward to possessing the promised land. As we close our study of Genesis chapter 13, let's remember these key truths. Put God first in your life. Worship and return to God when you drift. Value peace over possessions. Don't choose by sight alone. Trust God's promises. Build altars to God in every season of life. Separate from wrong influences. Until next time, Shalom.